So for the first time in my YouTube channel's history, this pre-intro is coming to you from the future, and a couple things I want to say before I return you to the video. First is the gear you'll see in this video, of what I'm wearing will get its own video, at some point. I just still working on the script for that one. And two, this is the first video, I'm doing with my, new camera. So, hope you enjoy this. Roll the intro. Greetings, fellow adventurers. Fred here. Welcome to Larp Saga, the show that explores anything and everything live-action role-playing. Now, over these past few years, I've been off and on doing a bit with Nerf blasters. And at this point, I feel comfortable with where I am in what I feel I would most likely use in terms of blasters. And that's what this video is going to be focused on. I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite blasters to use in three categories. These sidearm, primary, and special. All blasters. So strap yourselves in, and without further preamble, let's dive into it. Kicking things off with sidearms. My default sidearm is the Dart Zone Pro Mark 2.1. Now, the reason I prefer to use this over its predecessor, the Mark II, there are several reasons for that. The first one is its profile, both with and without the muzzle attachment. And it has a lot more of an exaggerated profile and ridiculous chonky parts that pretty much make it obvious that this is, by and large, a toy. Secondly, it's a lot easier to load, but still not as easy on the ears as the Mark II. Also, it's easier to reload with the magazine removable in the grip. But one last thing I should say about the Mark 2.1: do not use the included holster and goggles. I mean, if you can make them work, fine, but personally, I found the holster a little too flimsy and the goggles didn't fit right. But if you can make it work, more power to ya. However, while I do enjoy the Mark II 2.1, there is something to be said for the OG Mark II. It has a lot more of an ergonomic grip, and it's easier to hold in the hand, and plus they still have the removable old chonky orange bit that can be, depending on your LARP game, be stand-in for a suppressor, or if your game has those kinds of rules. Also, this blaster, I'd say, would be a better look for like a more of a spy kit, or maybe a modern ninja kit if your game permits modern ninjas. But despite me enjoying the Mark II 2.1, safety. There is still something to be said for keeping the Mark the original round. However, if these two pistols won't cut it in terms of shooting too hard for the game in question, that's where hammer shot variants come in. And personally, in terms of aesthetics, I prefer the standard hammer shot. But the Rebel Sweet Revenge does have a lot more of an ergonomic grip and a smoother fire priming and fire mechanism. So they both have their place. It just depends which I want to go for. But last but not least, my favorite in the pistol category. Technically, it's still a hammer shot, but the Elite 2.0 Trailblazer. I very much appreciate what the Elite 2.0 Wild Edition did for mainstream Nerf blasters, but there's giving blasters a lot more of a nicer look, bringing the screws back, and this has a very solid and comfy fire mechanism, and so forth. In terms of primaries, there's pretty much only one that I use myself for my own loadouts, and that is the Elite 2.0 Wild Edition in Storm Charge. I love this blaster. It's pretty much the Elite 2.0 Wild Edition Strife, but Hasbro and Nerf learned their lesson when it came to Elite 2.0, at least as far as I'm concerned when it comes to designing this blaster. This ain't the Phoenix blaster, though a couple Phoenix attachments do make it into my one of my configurations for this blaster, but I do have, speaking of which, I have two configurations that I usually use with this blaster. One for two different kits, which will get their own videos, and you'll see those configurations in those respective videos. But for now, I actually have two. I like the Storm Charge enough that I got two copies of this blaster. I'm gonna get a third. This one here doesn't have batteries or anything in it. This is pretty much a stunt model that I use for a lot of my stock footage, cutaway shots, and so forth, because I don't want to get the noise of the flywheels on the audio. Oh, unless I'm actually shooting actual darts with the blaster. The second one has batteries in it, but I'm gonna keep it stock, just to have a stock version of the blaster. The third that I have yet to get, that's gonna be what I'm going to mod. I've had a lot of people ask me if I'm going to mod my Storm Charger. I'm getting a third specifically for that. So, you guys in the modding community, you're covered. But yeah, the Storm Charger is pretty much my favorite primary. Now on to the Special Blasters. And now for the Special Blasters. There are three blasters I have in this category. Now, for Special Blasters, these are niche functions or shoot specific ammo types that my other blasters don't really have the capability to do, but I use these blasters to fill a role that the game needs, but not a lot of people would possibly have. But for that first blaster, that would be my Rapid Strike. The Rapid Strike for me is the goal is pretty much for laying down a lot of foam darts real fast. This is basically a blaster if covering fire is needed, or we just need a lot of darts flying real fast out of the barrel. Oh no, this thing is not modded. I bounced around the idea of modding this particular blaster, but I actually am thinking of getting a second Rapid Strike 2 mod. Kind of overlapping with the Rapid Strike is my modulus demolisher. Now, when I say this thing overlaps with the Rapid Strike, is primarily because I can feasibly, if I pull the trigger fast enough, I can get the darts flying real fast, lay down a lot of dart fire. But the real reason is the rocket launcher, so I can like let off a demolisher rocket at a target that requires the demolisher rockets to destroy. If one of those targets hits the field. So while this blaster does have a bit of overlap with my Rapid Strike, it makes up for it with the rocket launcher. And the last blaster in the special category is my long strike. This one is more for if I need to cover the role of like a marksman or sniper. I know, kind of the same thing, but that is the goal with this particular blaster. So I have a lot more roles that I can fulfill in the Larp or Nerf war that I'm attending. I did technically mod this one by replacing replacing the bolt action on it, but I might be replacing that too, and this one I'm definitely modding. And so if I do mod this one, you can see a video of that one in the future. So that has been a look at my favorite blasters to use in a Larp or Nerf war scenario. Let me know down below what blasters, if your Larp has Nerf elements, and do you like to use? Let me know down below. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for stopping by, and if you're new around here, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to keep up to date with everything I put out over here. You can find the link down below to my Linktree page, where you can find my social media, my Twitch page, and if you think I've earned it, my Patreon page as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the trail of adventure.